Yeah. Welcome to October. How is everybody? It's so rare that we have a team meeting on the first of a month. So welcome to October. Welcome to month 2 or heard that right, month 2 of Q4. Right? You've already put under contract the deals that are going to close in the first actual month of Q4. So thanks for being here. We appreciate you all. I don't know about you, but a lot has happened in the world in the last 72 hours. I'm pretty sure all of you are aware. Mentally, I am a little bit drained today. So it's been emotional. I think a lot of us are connected to people that have been affected by Hurricane Helene, and it's a little rough. So that's okay. If you are there, right, and you've got that mental exhaustion, make sure you're taking time for yourself and caring for yourself so you can be present to care for the people that you do care and love and want to take care of. We'll talk a little bit more about what we've done and what we're doing around relief efforts a little later in the meeting. Yeah, I'm glad you're all here. And today I am grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to not be, to have a house and to have food and water and all the resources that we need to function, right? Because a lot of people right now that are not that far from us don't have those things. So from a Keller Williams perspective, we still have about 250 agents that are unaccounted for. So we still have about 250 that are missing as of last night. So out of about 2,000 that serve the areas that were affected just in the Carolinas. We don't have exact numbers on Florida and Virginia and Georgia yet from a Keller Williams perspective. So very sobering thoughts, yet we're going to do our best to bring energy today and still focus on the things we have to focus on, right? We still have businesses to grow and I've been telling people, and I'm going to call Amanda Lynn out here in a minute. Some people have said it feels icky to make phone calls right now. This is the best time for you to make a phone call because you're just checking on people. I don't have to call to ask for business, right? Is real estate phone calls all about asking for business? No, it's about building relationships and making deeper connections. How many of you know someone that was affected by this? Joe Dunn. Was that a hand raise or was that answering my question? Yeah.
So I'm affected by it because my relatives are in Asheville right now. We're trying to get them out. But to answer your question, number one, remember back when we made COVID care calls and how much that meant to our clients. And number two, I got a call from Rivers a couple of days ago, just checking on us to see how we were doing. And you don't know how much that means. And we were on the receiving end. Think of what that will do for the people that you call and get over it and call them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Jordan. I can't say that any other way. Amanda Lynn yesterday was making those phone calls and just calling people in her database. And people were saying, oh, we're fine. Yeah, how can we help? Amanda Lynn raised $1,300 yesterday in aid relief, cash to be given. So like, she didn't call with the intention of saying, who can give money? She called with the intention of checking on someone. How are you? Do you need anything? And they were like, well, no, we're fine, but how can we help? Right. And raised money. So there's opportunity to make an impact. And if you're scared to make phone calls, if you're scared to make a care call, then let's have a conversation about the business you're in. Because you might need to go find something else. And I say that in all care and candor. If we're afraid to make a care call, let's talk about what business you're in. Because we probably need to look at something else. I love you all. And it comes back to our values, right? God, family, then business. We have an opportunity to find business right now and find more business than we expected so that we can make more money than we need so that we can give to help those other realtors and people in need. Think about 2,000 agents. How many of them aren't going to have a transaction in the next 3 to 6 months because of what happened, right? We have an opportunity. All right, our belief system, win-win or no deal. I'm just going to do this out loud today. Integrity, do the right thing. All right, we have an opportunity right now to be full of integrity and the people we are and the people we say we are, and put actions behind our words and do the right thing. Many of you have already stepped up in one way or another and given money that we might not even know about. You brought supplies in yesterday. You've probably seen some of the pictures or videos Robbie did. We loaded a Sprinter van and a 16-foot trailer this morning. 16-foot trailer was about half full when it left here. And before they got on the road out of town, it was full. They went and spent the cash we got at Walmart. Walmart gave us a discount on a bunch of stuff. And just they're on their way right now with a truckload. And we'll do more of that. Customers always come first. This comes back to that care though, right? You're calling your customers, you're calling people to check on them, right? You're making sure they're taken care of. Commitment in everything we do. Communication, right? Seek first, understand. If you have a problem with something, say something, ask a question, right? Let's not go have conversations behind people's backs. Let's talk to people first. Let's ask questions so we understand why decisions were made the way they were. Creativity, ideas before results. All right. Let's put the systems and things into place and then get creative with them, right? Let's not get creative from day one. Teamwork, together, everyone achieves more. We're seeing that right now. We all came together yesterday and we filled this room. And for those of you that saw it, I mean, tens of thousands of baby wipes, $1,800 worth of diapers, cases full of formula, adult care items for adult care facilities. I mean, this place was overflowing. And we can do more. Trust starts with honesty, equity, opportunities for all, and success results through people. So I want to take a little bit, we often use gratitude in bucket fills. Bucket fills, we're often calling people out for something that we noticed they did. I want us to use our bucket fills today to give gratitude. When we give gratitude, what happens? Does energy change? Right? Does it help us change our mindset? Right? Does it put us in a place for ourselves to be better and show up for other people differently? Right? So let's use bucket fills as an opportunity to give gratitude for someone in the room or not in the room right now. Cindy?
Bucket fill easier. I don't think we would have been knowing about, and she has such knowledge of her time when she was in Mississippi and Katrina, and her knowledge allowed us to get directly to help people like the elderly, where sometimes they are the last ones people think about because they don't have a voice, right?
Yep.
They don't have Facebook.
Yep.
So I just shout out to you, Phil. That's amazing because she's probably going to be able to get through because not everybody can get through.
Yeah. So you all know, many of you know Ethio and her background. She has credentials still that allow her to get through the checkpoints today to get in. So none of us knew yesterday that DOT was going to shut down the interstate and have no access unless you had a mission number or some type of credentials. So they're going to get in today because of that. Yeah, she was a huge resource. We're helping 400 people in long-term care facilities with what we're taking today. Tara.
I like the bucket fill, I won't mention names, but I like the bucket fill this firm. I have quite a few agents here that are supporting me through a very hard time. And I love that I've created those types of relationships and that this firm has allowed me to build those connections. And I'm just beyond grateful for the support.
Love that. Thanks for sharing. Some other gratitude in the room. Y'all are quiet today. I know it's a somber feeling with everything going on. Val. For the good it can do. Yep.
Not everybody has.
Yeah. Love that.
I like the Bucket Bill Rivers because, I mean, she really does get the information out there very quickly and very efficiently, I believe. Even, I mean, she's just phenomenal. I mean, like in all of her many hats that she wears, and, she's like doing a fantastic job.
That little redheaded girl.
Try to crawl under the table. No, no. Thank you, Shay. Anybody else? It goes that.
Probably, not a lot of people know him, the other guy, I never posted anything about it on Facebook, but the owner of Rudy's Diesel Performance, or Rudy's Performance Parts, he lives over here in Waterford. He's been flying evac missions in his own personal helicopter since Friday, getting people out of the mountains. So they said he's been pretty much flying back and forth every day, or staying up there. I mean,
Yep.
selfless.
Love it. Well, I want to wrap up our gratitude with gratitude for all of you. I feel like I've said that, yet I want to say it again. Each of you have shown up and done and given, and if you haven't yet and you want to, or you can't, that's okay, right? You've given in spirit, you've given in communicating, and we all have groups of people that we can communicate with to ask to help. We'll talk a little bit more about how we're pivoting and what we're doing next a little later in the meeting. Yet, thank you for showing up and being who you are, because that means a lot, right? It plays into who we are as a company and the culture, and what we're building, going back to those values of God, family, then business. This afternoon, speaking of giving back, Mama Mo, and I don't know if her message will change for this afternoon. It will be interesting to see. This afternoon, October 1st at 3:00, we're going to stream it in the training center. Back for Mo's 87th birthday in May. You all gave over $870. It was actually over, I think, $1,300 back to KW Cares. And because of that, we have access to this call with Mo. Not most market centers did not achieve this. And so we're streaming that into the training center this afternoon at 3:00, a call on fortitude and resilience with Mo. She was on our growth call yesterday, and she was no joke. Val was in here. Valerie was in here when she came on the growth call. And those of you who don't know, the leadership team is on a growth call every Monday at noon with corporate. And Mo got on and she said, y'all, it's time to put your big boy and big girl panties on and step up. Those were her words. And she said, I've already written a check bigger than I normally do. Gary wrote one bigger than mine. And she said, and I expect everybody, and she called out every person in the entire company to give something. We've already given out over 32 $5,000 emergency grants. We've given out over $500,000 worth of generators. Since Saturday morning, we gave out 150 generators Saturday morning, the day after. We got out another 150 yesterday and another 156 this morning. Yeah. So if you can get to Simpsonville and you want to go, there might be an opportunity. I can connect you there. So she's calling everybody give back, right? We're going to talk more about that. Yeah, come join that this afternoon. We still have a Mega Agent Summit coming up in October. We've still got a couple tickets for that. If you're interested in going, let me know. October 16th and 17th in Wilmington. KW office trick or treat. This is in the office, October 23rd, 5:30 to 7:30. You can bring family, friends, kids through. The goal is that we have an office decorating competition. I don't know full details about that. See Rivers. And if you don't have an office, but you would like to participate, you can. And the goal is you can invite people to that, invite friends, family, just an opportunity to touch your database. Join the Halloween fun also in Graham, an opportunity there. You can volunteer and also donate candy for that. And that QR code is probably not going to scan because it is off the screen. We'll get that sent out to you. Save the date. Our holiday party is December 13th at the Graham Mill in Graham. It'll be that Friday evening. Broker hour every Wednesday, 3 o'clock, October or December 13th. Broker hour every Wednesday, 3 o'clock. Jason, how's broker hour been? When people show up?
We had some great questions, good conversation. Last week we dove into some of the real estate commission cases and we talked about them, so good stuff.
This is not just for PBs. This is not PB&J. This is broker hour. Anybody show up with any question about anything, right? Like, and great conversations have come from that. Jump into those. Dialogues for Dollars. I'm hearing great things from this too. I don't see the McCanns here. This is not just for new agents. This is for everybody. They're talking about real market data, what's happening in the market. Weekly tech workshop with Daniel, those still happen every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Opportunity for you to engage that database. We built a smart plan around helping you communicate with your database around hurricane relief. If you want one-on-one help, because not that many people show up, unfortunately, you're missing out if you're not coming. Daniel will help you set those up and communicate with your database and build those smart plans. It's posted in the Facebook group. There's a link to tell you how to get to it and how to add it. Yep. NAR Settlement Resources. This is our thrive.kw.com website, all built around agents and their top videos on how to succeed. Phil Jones, Cody Gibson, and multiple other top performers. How are they securing buyer agency and their compensation in the midst of all the changes? So opportunity.
Cody, thank you.
Anything that happened at Mega Agent Camp and was given away, all of the one pagers, all the resources, you can find them in this QR code. We'll post a link to this presentation in the Facebook group. We can publish that, right? Yeah. Mega Agent Camp next year is not in Austin, Texas. So if you've not been going because you're tired of Austin, it's still going to be hot, but we're going to San Antonio. So August 11th to 14th. Are we in the season of business planning right now? If you're not, you should be. Right? Guess we're wrapping up 2024 and what's quickly around the corner. January is going to be here before we know it. And when we're time blocking and we're putting things on our calendar, what goes on our calendar first? Vacation. What goes on calendar second? Growth, training. How are you going to grow your business next year? I'm not saying you have to go to Mega Agent Camp. I'm not saying you have to go to Family Reunion. Yet those are two of the opportunities for you, right, to grow your business. There are many others, right? That should be the second thing you block on your calendar. Then, once we've done that, what are we left with? How many days we're actually going to work? Now we know exactly how many phone calls we need to make every day based upon our conversion rates, because we know exactly how many days we're going to work, right? The path is in the math. New bold truth number 6. Speaking of bold, we're graduating Thursday. For those of you that took bold this year, get ready. Bold's coming back. April 2025. Contract signed. I'm saying that to you now because some of you financially might have had trouble and couldn't take bold this last time. Prep for it now. If you want to take money out of closings, we'll take it out. We'll hold it in an ed fund earmarked for you. You want to charge an extra $25 or $50 on your monthly agent bill to start setting aside some of that money? We can do that now, right? So work with Josh on that. We'll work on a Google form for you too, but like we can start setting that money aside for you, not for anybody else, so that when it comes time to register, the money's already there and it's not, well, how am I going to find $800? I don't know. But if we do run a special again, you don't have to spend all 800. You can put that other 400 towards Family Reunion or Mega Agent Camp. Or you can just write you a check. So we actually had, in my last office, we had an education fund where agents would take money out of every closing. One guy had about $40,000 in his education fund. He sold 80 to 100 houses a year, and he took anywhere from $100 to $500 out of every closing, depending on the size of it. He had 40 grand sitting there. he decided he wanted to buy this like lifted monster truck, and he came in one day and said, Angie, I need $28,000, and she wrote him a check and he went and bought a truck. It's his money. We just happened to be the savings account that wasn't earning interest. So I'm not saying keep 40 grand. I'm saying use it as a resource for you, right? Because often are we going to miss an extra $100 out of a closing? Probably not for most of you. Yep. Yep. You have an opportunity to give on every transaction too, to KW Cares. Filling out that commission request, you can set those up as recurring deductions as well in your profile. That's where the majority of our giving comes from, is those recurring donations. So if you're not doing that, you want to know how, let us know. We'll help you out with that. We're not going to do that today. Family reunion. Early bird pricing ended yesterday. So, however, with what just happened, you might get lucky if you go to the website right now. It might still be there. Oh yes, sorry. February 17th to 21st. In Vegas again. Build $100,000 pipeline in 90 days. How many of you took this class last time? Wait a minute, that's already passed. My bad. I didn't realize that was September. It does come up again. It's a free class. They normally run it every month. There should be October dates. How many of you know where to go to find training for regional and national events? Where to find that information? Jason knows where. The what? So that's actually gone or going away. The number one place for you to go find any regional or national event. You're already logging into Command, hopefully every day. When you log in at the top, it says Command Connect. You click Connect, you can see all of the training for the region and national, and you'll soon be able to see all the training for the Market Center. So one central spot for you to be able to go and see everything coming. If it opens, spinning wheels. When Bold, it launches, I believe, the second week of April, and then there'll be a skip week. Ask me afterwards. I have the calendar. I'm just not going to pull it out right now. KW Podcast Network. How many of you listen to this podcast? If you don't, and I've said this before, but like Gary did the podcast this week, he interviewed Jason Abrams. You don't want to listen to him, you don't want to listen to the other 49, that's okay. Listen to this week's. I listened to it this morning on the way to the office, and there's some gold in there. No, only 1.25. I slowed down to listen to Gary. Other podcast options out there. Commercial summits coming up and luxury symposium. Hurricane relief update. We will still accept donations as they come in, yet we're putting a pause on receiving physical items. So if you've already communicated that, that's completely okay. People want to donate, the training center is still going to be open. We're still going to collect things. Here's what happened yesterday. We had a disaster relief update from the region last night at 7 o'clock. And many of you know this if you've been tracking it, and I might have already mentioned it earlier. DOT has shut down the interstate getting in. You have to get through a checkpoint. You have to have a reason to get in. There's a good chance you'll get turned around depending on your reason and why you're going. So we had a truck coming out of Wilmington that was almost there. They were able to get through last night. We had 2 semis in Wilmington loaded up and ready to leave. And we have a semi being loaded today in Apex ready to go. And we were told to sit tight. So we are able to get in with what we're doing because we have eFuel. These other 3 trucks aren't right now. We will get in with them in the next 48 to 72 hours. KW Cares is doing all the paperwork for that. We have the ability, because we are a nonprofit with KW Cares, to get in with supplies. We didn't have the ability to get in last night or today. It's just going to take us a little bit longer to get in the door with those things. there right now, we're figuring out what is the real need, right? And that's where we knew a need that we could help right away, which was helping these long-term care facilities. So we could activate and do something. Any money that's been donated that hasn't been spent will be given, whether it's given in cash or it's given in supplies or given to an organization to purchase supplies, right? It's all going to get there. We're expecting anywhere between $100,000 and $230,000 grant requests through KW Cares. Mo challenged us to raise $3 million by this morning at 8 a.m. $3 million. $3 million. I don't know. I haven't heard. So if you feel inclined to give to KW Cares in a cash donation, please do. If you don't want to give to KW Cares because everybody's different in how they want to give, and you want to give through us to whatever need we give, whether it's to KW Realtors or other needs we find, the KW Central on this, and this is all in the Facebook group too. That QR code goes right to my Venmo, and I'm sharing that Venmo with Josh so he can see. So we're in accountability, right? This is not Andrew's putting money in his pocket, right? Josh can see what's happening in my Venmo so that there is accountability there. So that is that QR code. $1,300 came into that Venmo account overnight from people just sharing it. So all of that money will be sent and will be distributed to needs that we find that aren't being met by whatever national is in there. We know that this is going to be an ongoing thing, and it's way beyond this week, right? It's going to be months and possibly years. I don't know if you all saw the I-40 update this morning between Tennessee and North Carolina. Minimum October 2025 before it opens again. A year. Yeah, a year. So there's going to be needs for a long time. Also, if you have housing that you can offer, people want to get out. People need a place to stay. Some people just need respite. Some people need long-term. If you have a rental, you have a bedroom in your home, you can take people with dogs or cats, right? Across the board. There's a Google form for that. We'll share it in the Facebook group. The region has set up to help orchestrate that within our KW network. It'll be KW agents. Yeah. Yeah. So Lindsay Diaz at the region is coordinating all of those housing efforts and making the connections. So there's a Google form that you can go put in what you have to offer. We've also listed Samaritan's Purse and American Red Cross. They're both on the ground right now as well. So my challenge to you is just find a place in your heart to give. I don't care where you give to. Find a place in your heart to give. Speaking of giving, how many of you all love and know Molly D'Amatos? All your hands should go up in the air. If you don't know her, you should love her anyway. She lives in Asheville. She wasn't there. They got out Thursday to go get her mother. They were actually moving her mother over the weekend, supposed to Mars Hill. And it was like perfect. Their house is fine. Everything is fine there. They're back boots on the ground right now. This is not a video since that happened from Molly. Yeah, this is Molly talking about one of her passions, which is K-Score. So let's watch this video here from Molly.
As the dog days of summer come to an end and you're watching the fourth quarter approaching quickly, I wonder if you've thought about your community connections and how they impact your future profit share. Are you setting a goal for touches in your database that offer opportunities outside of buying, selling, and investing in real estate? Could you potentially reach a whole new pool of contacts by casting a wider net with a different message? What I'm getting at is this. Do you know, like really know how K-Score works and how it can help you provide that win-win-win in your community? I know KW is a win-win company, yet what if you had the ability to offer a win-win-win? You do. It's through K-Score. So I'm going to tell you how. The first win is that you're offering scholarship opportunities to your community. Whether it's the KW Prep Career Coaching Scholarship, a full pre-licensing education scholarship, a partial scholarship, or anything your market center is offering in between, win number one is the amazing offer to scholarship folks to explore a new career. A career in real estate and a career with Keller Williams is changing your life. So of course, win number one is providing that opportunity to others. The second win is your potential to build your profit share opportunities. What a gift profit share is to each of us. K-Score is a vehicle for you to drive your profit share growth and give you a great opportunity at this amazing passive earning world. And of course, the third win is to help our market centers grow and grow well. Did you know that K-Score graduates earn 23% more GCI their first year in real estate than non-K-Score grads in their first year? Your leadership team works hard to bring you and your community the best education, the best technology, and real estate professionalism. By helping them grow, we're helping elevate our entire industry. So as we barrel towards the last 25% of this year, set a goal for yourself in creating win-win-wins, no matter what, through your opportunities with K-Score. Talk to your leadership team and your K-Score administrators to get more information, or email the K-Score team at kscore@kw.com.
Daniel and Rivers work tirelessly on K-Score, and they have some little 2x2 business cards that have the QR code on them that you can use to distribute to people wherever you are. So if you're interested in sharing real estate and K-Score, a path for them to get the school cost covered through scholarship, see Daniel or Rivers. They have those cards they can give you so that you can go hand them out to people that you meet that might be interested in a career in the field. MREA Addendum, you can find this at kellerinc.com. They are printing new versions, but if you have an old version, this is not MREA 2.0. This is an update based upon the changes that just happened with the NAR settlement. And so they had to change some models and things. If you want to know what those updated pages are, you can go to kellerinc.com without having to buy a new book. KW Cares, this couldn't have come at a better time. How many of you have ever been to the Multiply Your Business event with KW Cares? They've done this now. This is the third year, I believe. Ask for a $30 donation. It's I can't remember if I think it's a half-day event this year. And they're lining up mini sessions with multiple top producers and performers in the market. You make a $30 donation, you get access to go. It's digital. October 15th. And we'll share the slide deck in the Facebook group and via email so that you can access that QR code. Quantum Leap by Carrie Keller. There's still a few seats left, to my understanding. The 2-day pass in Austin, Texas, October 31st and November 1st, $249. That is for adults, not for kids. TCPA compliance. Make sure you're checking the do not call list. Make sure you're not sending pre-recorded messages to people you don't have permission to send them to. In its quick little flip there. All right, I'm going to give it to Daniel, then Jason, and then I'm going to say one more thing before I completely give it to you, Daniel, while you're getting set up.
Sure.
Daniel and Jason, and then our vendors, and Karen. Yes, you're good. So as you walked in the door today, you should have gotten some Burlington bucks. This is an opportunity for you to earn some Monopoly money, and every 30 to 60 days, we're going to be doing a silent auction type event at a team meeting where you can use your Burlington bucks to bid on various things. There might be things in the future like a ticket to family reunion or a ticket to bowl. It could be gift cards. It could be swag. It could be, we talked about this earlier in the summer. We're rolling it out Q4. And you could just randomly be walking down the hall and be recognized for a good deed from one of the leadership team members. You're going to get them for attending classes. You're going to get them for first closings, capping closings, various different things. So if you get this, don't be surprised. If you don't want to participate, that's fine. Bless somebody else with the money. You'll be able to bid on things like free office bill for the month, or maybe office rent, right? Various different things that you can use this towards in the future. It's just a little way of us saying thank you for attending, and you get to earn some things back along the way. All right. Any questions before I disappear and hand it over? Yes, Maria. Yep. You got it. We'll take the lid off. We'll pass the bucket. If you've got cash and you want to drop it in, I'll start with you, Maria, since I see it in your hand. I'll let you all pass it table to table. So we'll pass the bucket. If anybody's got money, we'll make sure that goes in the fund. Daniel, it's all you, bud.
Sweet. Do I have 2 minutes or 5 minutes?
3.5.
3.5. Okay, really quick then. So Scott Leroy Marketing. If you guys were at my class on Wednesday, we discussed this a little bit. All of you have probably heard of them. Most of you have not been back to their website since you first signed up with us. Please go back to their website. We were recently on a call with them. They too are adding value, just like you have to add value to your clients to keep them in these weird times. What I want to show you here is what they're giving to us. So if you go to scottleroymarketing.com and go down here to agent resources, it's going to ask you what your market center number is. Just log in with that. And then once you do, you go back to agent resources when that catches up. Down here at the bottom, there's a little button that says templates. There are two really cool buttons on here that they added just for you existing agents. Number one is free templates. Now this is Canva centric rather than designs. I know I'm supposed to be 100% command. That's not a thing. Canva is really nice. So you can click on these. And so like if you want listing, social posts, listing flyers, email signatures, you just plug and play with your information. If it's words, by the way, little hint, Control F, find Scott Leroy Marketing. And then there's a replace, put your name instead. It'll just do like all 20 designs or what have you all at the same time. Although make sure the spacing ended up good. The second really, really cool button on here is Agent Concierge. So, did I pronounce that right? I normally mess up. Okay. So despite being French, German, I still mess stuff like that up. Long story short, you go in here and you click some buttons. It just walks you right through. For some reason, I personally have been having an issue with it. But whenever I go incognito, I don't. I don't know why. I'm glad it messed up on me. So I could show y'all. Oh, no, it's even being slow on incognito. Oh, it's thinking about it. Anyway, you literally just go through and you say, I have this listing. I would like these designs. It'll do the just listed. It'll do open house, all kinds of options on there. You pick the designs and within 48 hours, they have it created for you. I do believe it's a 48 business hours. So if you do it Friday, don't expect it to show up on like, Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, we're paying for it anyway. This is free to y'all to use. So please get out there and start using it. Even if you're like an admin for an agent, feel free. You can click the buttons and have this leveraged out for you as well. I think that was my 3.5 minutes. I may have snuck in a half a second more or a half a minute more. Thanks, y'all.
Can y'all hear me? We good? Oh, Karen, you want this?
Mine will be much quicker than yours. So just a couple of things that I wanted to remind you guys about. We are launching the mentor program. So if any of you are interested in being a mentor, please reach out to me. And if you're interested in being a mentee, please reach out to me. The other thing that I wanted to do real quick was just celebrate from the coaching program, some September closings. We had some great things happen. Sabrina had two nice closings. Yes. Kara had a very nice closing as well. It was her first closing since she's been back. Nice. Zach had a closing. Who else had a closing? Jamie Hairston had a closing.
Tasha McGee.
Tasha McGee, yes, had a
Tasha
closing.
County.
Thank you. I thought that was August. Oh, was it September? Oh, Kent Piper. And, oh, Kim Baber. Kim Baber had two closings, yes. So congratulations. All right, Jason, it's all yours.
Am I clicking? Is this clicker? We're good over here. Hey, so, legal hotline, phone number and email that I've shared with you several times. I just keep putting it in here because you keep asking me. So, there, and some of you said, what was that phone number again? And I said, well, every week on the slide. So there's the legal hotline phone number. And just know it's staffed regular business hours. You can send them an email. Usually they respond within 24 hours. They are quicker to respond, I have found from experience with email. And you'll hear their message when you call. It says, don't be wordy and lengthy. Like, they don't want all the adjectives and all the fluff. They want to know what you want to know. So tech line. A lot of you didn't even know you had this. There's a free tech line. If you're not connecting or you can't open or it's not downloading or something's not working or your pop-up's this, or no matter the technology piece, that is free for you as a realtor benefit. And a ton of folks had no idea we even had this. So there is an email, phone number, 888-804-8224. So again, that's for any tech. Like, even I know of an agent that we needed help connecting her surround sound, and they helped her through it. So Triangle, if you didn't pick up, is now Dorify. So there have been a couple of little, it was supposed to be seamless. What we found was when they changed their name, they had and it's opening doors for like Onify or opening doors. So in some of their IDX feeds, because the name change, we had to do new agreements. Because again, that TMLS did not exist. So once that was caught, it was caught quickly and fixed. So, hey, so forms, 220 is the one that y'all were, not only y'all, there's a lot of firms that aren't getting it. Someone asked me a question right before we started the meeting. It is almost always going to be that the firm is paying. That checkbox, line 1, is either is the seller paying or is the listing firm paying. It's almost always the listing firm. And on the listing side, if in your listing agreement they agree to an amount to share, it's going to be firm. So we're seeing all kinds of things, and I'm also seeing attorneys just paying whatever's on there. The technical NC rule is, if it's in the listing agreement, it's listing firm. If they did not agree in the listing agreement, however, negotiated afterwards and decided to pay it, that's when it goes to the seller. So that's the biggest change. The other thing is, we're not seeing 710 updated. Once you agree, it used to be fine that if your buying agency was 3% as a example, 3%, there's no standard. So if your buying agency was 3% and now they offered 2.5 or 2.4, we just accepted what was there. We didn't go back and change that our legal agreement was for 0.6 more money from the buyer. So, and where did you get the percentage? You got it from the bottom of the MLS sheet, right? Well, what's not there now at the bottom of the MLS sheet? You don't have that number to back up that difference of payment. So it all has to be, when I say matchy, God love my mother, she liked Alfred Dunner, where it was the top that matched the jacket, that matched the sweater, that matched the pants. It's all gonna be matchy. So if is a difference on your compensation page, you gotta have an amendment if it's different from your agency agreement. So make sure you're going back and updating those. So right now, it looks on the compliance side that 220 is the one most folks are struggling with. So clear as mud? We all good? Okay. So compliance, a PSD, the listing agreement asks that you give them a sample of two documents. What are they? Offer to purchase and a PSD, right? So if they're asking you to give them a sample of the PSD, why would they not expect you to fill one out at the end? Right? So that's why we're asking for you to fill it out to turn it in. Especially with all the things that are going on right now around sue-happy clients and complaint-happy clients. PSD has gotten us out of a couple of situations when I can supply it to say, they waived that. Here it is. They've signed that they waived that. And then I have an email with an email confirmation with an agent saying, you know, are you sure you want to do this? Blah, 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 blah. So flood maps, I'm seeing you upload. I can't find it. That's that's how I feel when I see it. I can't find it. You can get it as a layer from the GIS. That's perfectly fine. You can go to FEMA.gov and type in the map, just like you would go to a GIS. And you can go to flood.nc.gov, and all three places you will find a flood map.
Can we get off the MLA?
Yeah. I just want you to have one. Triangle doesn't exist, Dorify. That's gonna be like opening doors to the future. That's what it's about. Like that's gonna be like the but and the and in bold. It's gonna be like Dorify. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming, it's feeding back in. Yeah, all that's coming back. So, all right, again, matchy, your 220's got to match your 710. It's got to match your agreement. If it don't match, therein lies an issue. So, they're looking for all that to be the same thing. NC Rec, the last day of every month, you receive, and this is not a new conversation y'all have heard from me. If you have in your possession as a listing agent, a home inspection report, whether they chose to get one before you listed it, or they had one from their last transaction when they bought it, or if it was under contract and they negotiated, it fell through, whatever reason. We have to disclose it. If there's something on there, even if it feels weird. And that's the way the North Carolina manual reads. Material fact. What is the definition of material fact?
That can cause a buyer to
Not buy. And how do you know what anything is? You don't.
said, if somebody was selling and they had a previously.
Yep. If there was something that, if they've not fixed it or addressed it, or if it's an issue, I'd rather you say something about it than say, wait, there was an inspection 4 years ago. Yeah. And you should ask about it during the interview process or your consultation. It's like, hey, have you had any other inspections? You know, we had one about bats, and we actually had a court case about bats. And that was like the week I started. Literally, I had to go in front of a judge to say, yes, there were bats and they were remediated. The judge ruled in our favor on that one. What happened there was the buyer had agreed to $15,000 payment in lieu of repairs. And they said, well, you can't double dip. You said 15,000 in lieu of repairs. So you can't now sue because you're unhappy with the repair. You accepted money you benefited from. So anyway, this one right here, it says, by consent of the commission's suspended broker license of the agent for a period of 6 months. So home inspection, agent lost their license for 6 months. It was stayed in its entirety. And what that means is it's 2 courses, usually a course in risk or material fact. And the course in risk is only taught certain times of the year from the commission itself. Like it's not when you can go to CE Shop, Superior, like the commission itself is teaching this class. And it is so large that there are people waiting outside to get in because the number of required folks that are going. So it's about 8 hours of additional education in addition to your regular update and your other fun stuff you're doing. Yep.
Also, if anybody wants to ever dig in on a.
Hearing. Yep.
You can do Zoom or in person.
Yep.
I had. And set in on that report. A lot of insight.
Yep. in the bulletin you get every month, it also tells you where they're going to meet next. So you can go, like they're getting ready to meet on the coast. So if you want to write off a trip to the coast, not that I'm a tax professional, you could go watch that meeting and visit the coast. Also, they tell you when the hearings are. Like their hearings are held at the office in Raleigh. Yep. Yep. So the commission found that in 21 and 22, so you can see how long this has been going on. The agent listed a property for sale and received an inspection report from a prospective buyer that revealed facts that were material to the transaction. After the buyer terminated the first one, the agent didn't disclose material facts and didn't share it with a new buyer on the, fell through, had inspection report, new buyer. The inspection report wasn't shared. They found out some material facts, and that's what that's out. So I say this to tell you disclose, disclose, disclose. And I think I beat that into your brains when I first started 2 years ago. And some of you are like, what? And y'all were like, material fact. And then somebody even said, can someone from the commission come and prove that well, so here it is in writing. If you're holding a report, you as an agent are required by law not share it. So there's some other things from the commission. From BayCar, you're going to get a membership survey that's coming. I thought I had. Yeah. Okay. It's the next slide. So there's a membership survey coming. Because again, we want to know what you want from your membership. And we want to understand is it a different day of the week for your meeting. Like a lot of people go out of town on Thursdays. So is Wednesday a better day for the meeting? I don't know. Most people are coming. We certainly want to meet on Mondays or Fridays. Anyway, we're going to do a survey of lots of questions. Next meeting, and the meetings are always second Thursday for members. The 10th, however, is a vendor fair. And if you have a vendor referral, please, if you got someone that's great, we want to know who that is. Education, that's a brand new one too. They are offering, this is purely for charity. Every single dollar is turned around and given back to your community. We only pay for the event and then write checks out to charities. So CE is November 12th, and that's over at Best Western. 8:30 to 12:30 is the Gen Up lunch, which is part of your donation. 1:30 to 5:30 is the elective, and it's creative financing, which creative financing we're in the middle of right now. So yeah, it's additional, what, $10 or something? $12. And all that's in your portal. How you pay for that's in your portal. And then the next morning, the 13th, is your BIC up. So vendor fair is out. That's what the slide looks like, or the application. There's opportunities to be a title sponsor and be the main sponsor for the whole event. There is a higher fee for vendors that are not members of BayCar. So if you're a member of BayCar, your is reduced. Your fee is reduced. So, hey, BIC, they have done a 2-year study of BICs by the commission. Now they're looking at the number of agents one BIC can handle. They're looking at the rule around advertising, that a BIC has to sign off on every single piece of advertising, because that was when the Sunday paper was, and the BIC would sign off on the ads that week and Sunday. I do not look at every Instagram post and TikTok and Snapchat and everything y'all do. Usually if I get something and I talk to you about it, someone has sent it to me to say, Jason, is this okay? And I'll look at it and I'm like, well, yep, that's okay. So they are changing, probably January 1, that the BIC course is no longer going to be 12 hours, it's going to be 30 hours. So it will be much like your 301, 302, 303 30-hour classes. So if you have ever in your entire career thought, I might want to be a BIC one day, I would take it while it's 12 hours, not while it's 30. There is a 2-year commitment of full-time agent status. And again, you can sign up at ncrec.gov, ncrec.gov. So again, I don't know what else the changes are coming. I don't know if they're going to have assistant BICs. I don't know if they're going to have numbers of office, I don't know what they're having. I just know they've done a 2-year study and things are coming in a change. So appraisals, we got notified last week. What is all gone from the bottom of all of the MLS sheets? Besides compensation, concessions. A lot of MLSs took that out. So they're doing an appraisal and they go to pull the MLS sheet to look if there was a concession for comparables, it's not there. So they're warning all of the realtor community to understand that appraisers might be reaching out to you to ask you about past transactions or concession amounts and to answer them. They need those numbers for good comparables to have accurate numbers. So if someone's contacting you that is an appraiser, again, answer your phone and then look that up for them and share that info, because again, that information is no longer available to them. So William C. Bass Leadership Academy is taking applications through the end of the month. And I think Chloe can attest to what an amazing experience that is. She's been to Chicago. She sat on a hearing for NCREC, I guess you know now. She's gone to 3 conventions. I mean, she's really, William C. Bass is first-class experience for leadership. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I will say my mom was a breast cancer survivor. And I put on there, there's only one you and you're irreplaceable. It's one of those cancers that if caught early enough is often treatable. And men, can be you as well. So a lot of people don't know that. 2% of men can actually have breast cancer. Get your screenings. So I told you, forewarned, we've had 3 instances with folks. I've looked up their numbers and we're in horrible situations with transaction. They've had over 300 infractions. So please, 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 it's free with your service of MLS from Dorify. Use your forewarn. If you have that icky feeling, it's probably true. Last but not least, a few more slides. There's still a time to get your chance to win a Louis bag. We're only selling 60 tickets to this. So it's a 1 in 60 shot at a $2,300 handbag. So there's a bigger one if you want to scan it, if you like that. That's all the rules and regs that the attorneys make me say. One last thing, there's a gazillion ways you can give, y'all. Yeah. Which one you want? Yay! I love that. I love that for you. Yes, I have a few chances to win. So, and I'm going to take the cash payout instead of the bag. So, we all good? Chance to win a Louis bag. And if you miss it, and they don't have to even be a member of our association. Like if you're a Raleigh Regional or a Durham Regional, y'all can enter too. This is for everybody. It's a realtor. It is. It is. $100 chance at winning 23. I got that. That's good odds. And it's 1 in 60. So a ton of ways to give. I've been on 2 nonprofit boards, y'all. Be aware of their overhead cost. Like there's some organizations that have incredibly high overhead. So if you give them $1, only 62 cents is going to the charitable organization to be used. And 38 cents is going to the overhead of the organization. We know that ours goes to agents, stays with agents 100%. Realtor Relief, that one is going 100%. NAR covers the overhead for that. So there are lots of ways to give. And if you're able and are moved to do so, I would just encourage you to make sure to check their percentiles of overhead expense. They're waiving everything through October 11th, of course, to North Carolina. And we would love, you got questions for me?
Pause for just a second, Jason.
Somebody online?
There is. It's Robbie.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Robbie.
Hey guys, how are ya? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep, we hear
I
you.
just wanted to pop in real quick and say thank y'all for donating, for showing up, bringing stuff. We're on our way up now. We stopped and loaded up the rest of this trailer, so I'll keep you guys updated. But I just wanted to pop in and just say thank y'all. Keep raising support. You know, there's a massive need. Sorry, I got disconnected. Can y'all hear me? Okay, but just thank y'all for what you're doing. Keep bringing stuff, guys. We'll post more videos. We're probably about hour and a half, 2 hours away from being up there, but thank y'all for what you're doing, and let's keep helping our friends in the mountains. It's pretty interesting what's going on up here, but I'll keep y'all updated.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Well, thank y'all for letting us be your sponsor today. We're just happy to be here. It is such a somber day. It's just, you know, we're thankful to be here with you guys and have electricity, running water, and, you know, be safe, and food. And I was on a leadership call this morning. You know, we have so many, I don't know if you got our slide. I know I was late getting, sorry. But I was on a leadership call this morning, and I know all of our thoughts and prayers are with family, friends, you know, neighbors and colleagues. We had colleagues, Union Home Mortgage colleagues, family, work family, on the phone that, you know, had loved ones that they have found passed, you know, some that they still can't find. So, you know, it was just, you know, it was gut wrenching to actually see and hear that, you know, this morning. It just made it all very surreal. So anyhow, we're very thankful to be here with you guys, and thankful to help in any way that we can. Michelle Roten, Julie Miller, Rhonda Mascarella, Allison Terrell, and our Lisa Church is with Robbie. Lisa and Bruce and their trailer are with Robbie. So prayers, our thoughts and prayers are with them for safe passage, to deliver all of the things. Lisa sent pictures of all of the items that they shopped and picked up, and a trailer full of stuff that we know is so needed, and it's going to be a long time, you know, that more things will be needed. So anyhow, we appreciate being here with you guys, and we've got a super short program. We just wanted to go over a quick rate update and just some new things that are going on in the mortgage world, and then open it up to any questions. Would you like to go,
So, the Union Home Mortgage has decided we're gonna raise the conforming loan limit ahead of when Fannie and Freddie make that announcement. So our maximum conforming conventional loan limit is now at 802,650.
Random number.
Very random, all are. And we may see some adjustments with that come January when they make the formal announcements, but we're anticipating that it's going to be in that range. So what that means is you can have a conventional buyer purchase a home above that amount, as long as they're making the sufficient 3 to 5% down payment minimum. They can finance as much as 802,650 on a conventional loan.
And not have to go into that jumbo.
Right.
650 is the jumbo.
Right. 802,651 would be a jumbo loan and requires more down payment. Right.
Yeah, requires.
Guidelines are much stricter.
Yeah. More down payment required. So now, as Rhonda said, you know, a lot less down payment, and conforming interest rates. And that's for your principal residence, second homes, and investment properties. Any conforming loan.
Yep. Any questions on that?
Okay, and rates are still continuing to drop. They've leveled off a little bit. 6 1/4 basically on a 30, 5.6 on a 15. Jumbo is 6.43. ARMs are 6.15, and FHA and VA are right at 5.8.
So saying 5s and 6, you know, 5s and 6s, I mean, rates could not be any better. Just the perfect time.
Yeah,
Well,
let's be honest.
Exactly. Buy now and when and if they go lower. When and if they go lower, we'll refinance you at a discount. So, and we service our own loans, so we really do protect and watch out for our portfolio of clients and stuff. Those are our family, as well. So anything we can do to help with that. Any mortgage questions, comments, suggestions, anything that we can help with? Any needs?
What would bring value to you? What can we do
Yes.
that would bring value to you?
Are y'all seeing an uptick now that they are in 2060s?
We have seen an uptick. We've had a very busy, actually, we had our busiest September that we've had in years. So we look at that. We have had quite a few refinances. People taking some cash out refinances while the rates are lower and just doing some rate terms when rates were in the 7s and when they were able to refinance. But the majority of them were purchases.
And the phone's ringing a little more, for people who are, "Ooh, the rates are just a little high.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wait a while." They're calling because they're hearing rates have come down.
Yeah.
And, we always know to put that back into your court, well, have you
Yes.
talked to Joe about it yet? Have you, asked him what's out there in your price range? We like to try to keep that circle tight, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're seeing an increase.
That is
for sure.
true. We are seeing more people calling and saying, give us an update, and
What's
we're
the
reaching
plan?
out too, giving rate updates and, trying to get some of those off the fence that we're kind of wanting, five something is so much, sounds so much better than 6 something, even if it's 6%, it's definitely a mental thing, but,
And
any
we
other-
still need houses on the market.
yeah,
guys know
that's
that.
the big thing is housing.
Yep.
Any other questions, comments?
And
We-
I'm not an LSU thing, by the way.
Yes, you.
Roll Tide, roll Tide. We did not fill the board papers very well. I'm not with you.
We have got two,
You have a ticket? Everybody? I thought I got everybody.
you didn't. We are happy that it's finally fall.
Oh, okay. Don't go anywhere.
So we've got two fun fall, little door prizes to give away today. We thought this might be the easiest way than business cards. Any other questions, comments? Well, what are you guys seeing in the market? Have you seen an uptick in buyers inquiring and looking again?
518, last 3 digits.
Oh, me.
Okay, and we got one winner. 529.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for your business and your partnerships. We appreciate you so very much.
Don't go just yet. We have one more vendor. Carlo with Heritage Fire.
You guys, thanks for your patience and for being here, and thanks for all of those who came to our class this morning. It was really good. Just in the interest of time, Mary Lauren did make some really cute Halloween slides, so I wanted you guys to see these. But one of the things that we like to talk to you guys about at least once a year is the importance of protecting your clients from wire fraud. So I like to bring this out. I know that you guys can't directly be involved with the wire situation, but making sure you're working with attorneys who really are protecting your client's money and making sure. So take a look at this flyer and make sure that you are working with folks who are doing these things and that you have buyers and sellers who are if they need wiring instructions that, if they get corrected ones by email, that they're not trusting those and they're calling and that all wiring instructions are being verified before any money's sent. So, the other thing I just wanted to just really quickly mention, because I like to try to mention it every time I'm here, is you have a notepad in front of you that has our email address on it.
If you have a buy-side closing, please incorporate us when you're sending that email to the closing attorney and CCing us so that we can look for that prior policy. We really need your referrals from this market center so that we can get your numbers up and get you guys some help with those reissue rates on prior policies. So if you have any questions about that, please reach out to me, but we would love to work with you guys. Thanks for letting me be here today. Have a good day.